Everyone moving to Jamaica wants their move to be successful. So, how do we ensure that when we move to Jamaica, it is going to be the success that we envision and that we desire to find? Let's jump into it.
Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family, yeah. Jam Fam, come hang with me.
Hello, Wagwan. Pick up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Welcome back to another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. So on today's episode, we're going to be looking at moving to Jamaica. How do I return and thrive? Moving to Jamaica, how do I return and thrive? Now, everybody who is moving to Jamaica want to ensure that their move to Jamaica is successful and that they are able to achieve what it is that they desire and the lifestyle that they intend to live. So, how do we then be able to come here and be able to realize that? Now, one of the first things we've got to be able to do is to, when we come, we have an infinite mindset. So a mindset that is open to growth and is open to change and to adapt. Because when you get here, there are going to be circumstances, just as if you move anywhere else, that you might have to adapt to, or things that you might need to do in terms of pivoting and adjusting your plan that you came with so that your end result can be successful. And what we're going to do is to look into a series of different things that you might need to take into consideration in order to thrive when you've returned. Now, when you come to Jamaica, things will definitely be different to what you are used to wherever you are at. So you will also see things that you think can be done way more efficiently and effectively than it is being done. And whilst you might want to raise those concerns or give those criticisms and make suggestions, when you're doing it, try not to sound condescending, because then nobody is going to listen. And in fact, you might feel that people go out of their way when you do that to make your processes even more laborious and more frustrating. So when you are doing so, be mindful of knowing when to say and when not to say, and also how you say it. Now, the other thing that you will need to be mindful of is remembering that you are coming to an island and there is a different rhythm on the island. So you're going to need to slow down and go at another pace where you're not rushing and running. And so initially you might feel like so much of your time is being wasted because you're going through this process and you're not getting to where you want to go. And all that does is make you more frustrated and aggravated. So the thing I would suggest is that you come with the mindset that you're going to need to slow down and work at the pace. So what I suggest that you do when you come is to, first of all, be clear about what it is that you want to achieve and know what all the requirements are and how to meet those requirements before you undertake that undertaking. And in doing so, it means that you will have less hurdles that you will have to jump over because you've spent the time to do the research that you need to and to get all of the information together before you set out on your journey. And as such, you're able to get to the destination that you intend to get to within a reasonable time. And I say this to you because initially it will seem to you as if nobody values your time. And it will also seem as if nobody appreciates how hard you work for your money that you're spending. And so my suggestion is spend the time to get all the information. Therefore, it reduces the waste of your time and it reduces the amount of money you will have to spend to fix things that had you gotten the information and be clear about what you're doing and who to contact and where to go, then those things are things that you would have eliminated or reduced. For those of you who are going to inevitably set up projects or do different things that involves working in business and things like those, what I would suggest that you do is to be very conscious of the fact that there are lots of gatekeepers. There just is. Way more than when I left the country and returned. I never expected that there would be so much gatekeeping. However, I've come to recognize that there is a lot of it. So you need to be conscious about what it is you want to achieve, how you're going to get there, and how might anyone in your social network be able to help you to get in to the rooms you want to get into or get you at the tables you want to get to. And also just be aware that because people are gatekeeping doesn't mean that you can't get into those venues. It just means that you're going to need to find another way or create your own venue that you're able to be to enter into. So don't let that frustrate you. Be aware of it so that you are consciously working to achieve your aims and your desires when you get here. When you have an idea that you want to work on, be very clear about your idea and where you want it to take the end result, so that when you sell it to people, it's a vision that they can also buy into, and then you can find the right people who you can connect with and work on it together, or people who can direct you into the right places that you will need to go in order to connect you with the right people who can help you to work on your projects and your ideas. Be willing to put the work in, and don't expect that other people are just going to take on your vision and your ideas and pump funding and things like that into it, in the similar way that you might be able to get grants and funding in the country that you're coming from for projects that you want to work on. Be conscious that whilst there are people who will get on board with your idea and put their monies into the idea because they see the dream and the vision, many people here tend to jump onto projects and ideas after they've seen that it has room for success. So after you've succeeded, then people will want to associate themselves with it and support you in other ventures that you undertake, or if you have sequels to the venture that you had started and succeeded with. Jamaica is growing and it is developing, but there is still a lot of work left to be done at removing the feudalistic structure of our colonial past. And because of that, there are still certain challenges that people will inevitably go through when they're trying to circumvent the system. So we've got to keep that in mind, and then figuring out what is the best, most strategic way to get past those in order to achieve the things that you are intending to achieve. So there are some questions that I would suggest that you ask yourself as you're coming to Jamaica, because these are questions that will indeed help in you getting here, returning, settling, and thriving. What skills are you coming with? What passions do you have that you want to realize when you get here? How can you monetize the skills that you're coming with? What are some of the problems that you've seen on arrival? And then, how can you be a solution to those problems? Or how can you add value in your sphere that will impact change in those situations? As a shareholder in Brand Jamaica, how are you promoting, representing, and showcasing the brand? What changes do you think you can make to enhance its value and its worth? How can you be an agent for change in your sphere? Is there an NGO that you can set up? Is there a non-profit organization that you can set up and get grants or funding in order to do something in the community that you're going to be living in? What are some of the differences that you can make that will become a positive contribution? Also, think about what legacy will you be leaving behind? And how will people remember the impact you've had on your community that you are in, or the wider community after you've returned? Thank you for thinking about these questions, because they're going to be very crucial to the process once you've returned, to see ways in which you can thrive in Jamaica by making an impact and evoking change in a positive way. Thank you for staying with us. Any questions that you have, please put them in the comment section down below, and we will try and answer those as best as possible for you. What happened?
You said you want pizza, then is it pizza?
Okay, so what did you put on it?
You'll find out when you eat it.
So what's the topping?
Pepperoni.
Where you get that? Where you get pepperoni? Okay, what kind of pepperoni?
From the chicken.
So why you say pepperoni? Did you just use chicken sausage?
Yeah.
Chicken,
And
okay.
pineapple, because pineapple does belong on pizza, and minute you what more opposite, because if you don't eat pineapple on pizza, it's not good.
Okay. So it's just pineapple, sausage, chicken sausage,
sauce,
and cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I did also pineapple for pizza, and now I'm getting pizza, so that's fine. Is that mine, or is that to share?
It's all yours.
So what are you having?
I have absolutely no clue, but I don't want pizza.
So you haven't decided what you're making for yourself?
And yeah.
Is that it? Done?
No, I'm bringing out the big guns.
What, the pizza cutter?
Yeah. If we even shipped it, which I'm pretty sure we did.
We did ship it.
Yeah, I used it before.
Well, so what happened? It didn't cut just now?
No, it's just too stiff. using living hands.
Okay. Well, I'm waiting to taste it just to see how it tastes.
How many
So-
slices should I cut it into?
Well, cut it in quarters, I think. But what do you want to cut it in?
Well, it's your pizza.
Okay. I can't wait to taste.
It looks juicy.
Okay.
Are you ready? It's good? It's cooked?
My only thing though is the crust is a little bit too
Floury?
crisp.
Oh.
But other than that,
I made it like
It's
a bubble
fine.
crust. I did it like this.
okay. You put cheese in it. Okay. Fun. Thank you. I'm going to go eat the rest.
Okay.
I've got these 3 apple seeds and a cherry seed, and the aim is to try and see if I can get them and plant them. So I'm going to wet some tissue paper, and then I'm going to put the tissue paper, and I'm going to put the seeds in, and then I'm going to leave it for a couple of days to just see if they sprout. So I'm just transferring them over. So now they're on the paper. I'm going to just fold them up and put them in a cool area and see if over the next 3 to 5 days they will sprout, and then we'll go from there with the potting journey for these little lovely plant species.